Art, in this episode, we talk about knee slamming
and how Olympic lifting will benefit it.
All right, Brent Porcio, Stephen Godani here at the @TopVelocity #PitchAndTips Show, where you go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, @TopVelocity #PitchAndTips. You ask your question, we answer it on the show, and if you haven't already, go check out topvelocity.net. We got 3X Velocity camps coming up. We'll also be at the ABCA convention in Nashville. Come check us out. We'll be in the booth with the King of the Hill. All right, cool. So what's the question for the day? Justin Alessandro asks, how do knee slammers reap the benefits of Olympic lifts if they aren't triple extending the back leg? Good question, Justin. So, of course, technically, there is a benefit to triple extension in both Olympic lifting and pitching, right? It's the triple extension is extending the ankle, knee, and hip flexor. Well, if we learn how to change our vectors between the two, between the lift, the cleans, between the pitching delivery, then we can implement the same power production across training. It transfers to the skill. So if I'm a knee slammer, right, and I want to stay a knee slammer, which I still wouldn't recommend, I would still recommend you learn to triple extend, which is for a knee slammer, which is engage the lower leg. I would suggest that if you're going to do the Olympic lifts, and you want to stay a knee slammer, it's still going to be effective because Olympic lifting is the most effective form of training to enhance or remodel fast twitch muscle fiber. Okay, yeah, we don't remodel slow to fast, but it's the really fast to fast 1 to fast 2, basically simply put, that remodeling that occurs. We just basically hypertrophy fast twitch muscle fiber, so we get more explosive just from the training. So yeah, maybe say if we want to stay a knee slammer, we might not be technically transferring the same movement. It's still close. You're still extending the knee. And you're still putting a lot of load into the leg, into the groin, the abductors, which is all a part of the jump in the in Olympic lifting. So yeah, it's not a full transfer technically if that's where you're going to stay, but still you're going to get all the key benefits of increasing or hypertrophying fast twitch muscle fiber. Also, all the key benefits that come from maximizing dynamic athletic performance, training you to be more efficient through the kinetic chain, move power more efficiently. So it's a really good question because it's talking about why we do Olympic lifting. It transfers technically, if you know how to do that. It should transfer technically, and if it doesn't, it's because you don't understand how it transfers technically. But it also transfers all these anatomical adaptations like more explosive power, more motor control, more efficiencies in your motor control. Which are really, really going to be beneficial. So just because you're a knee slammer wouldn't be that you're not going to benefit from Olympic lifting. Of course you would benefit from it because there's just so much more than just the technical aspects of what we do. Because if it was just technical, we wouldn't be talking about loading. We would just say, work with a bar and learn triple extension with a bar and then go out and convert that to the mound. No, we're actually loading that movement so it enhances power, maximizes dynamic athletic performance, makes you a better athlete no matter how technically you want to use it. And this makes a great point. I've had guys come into the programs as pitchers and also hitters and become home run hitters with this approach, at the same time become power pitchers on the mound, and they didn't even work on the technical aspects of their swing. Just the power from the lifting gave them the power in their swings, and also now they're hitting home runs. So the point is this approach, even though there is a technical transfer, which I love and is important, it still is an athlete's power training approach is going to help any power athlete out there. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, it's just, the Olympic lifts is just going to help jumping, running, throwing, all the dynamic movements. So knee slamming is still it's still throwing, it's still a dynamic movement. So by Olympic lifting, you're still going to be training that power movement with it. So it helps everything, man. Like Brent's saying, it helps hitting, it helps running, it helps throwing. anything that involves power, the Olympic lift has been shown in studies that it's one of the best exercises for developing it.
All right, cool. That's simple. That was a good question, Justin. If you have a question, go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Top Velocity, hashtag Pitching Tips. We'll ask your question, or you ask the question. We'll answer it on the show. Go check out topvelocity.net, and we'll see you at the ABCA convention in Nashville if you decide to go out there. And if not, check you on the next episode.
Yeah. Hold on.